These are Turkish troops arriving in Qatar. They are part of a long-standing military agreement between the two countries, but whose deployment was expedited at a time Qatar is facing a blockade by 3 of its GCC neighbors and their allies. They've already taken part in a military exercise with their Qatari counterparts. Another military partner of Qatar has also shown significant support. US Army units have just concluded 3 days of joint military exercise with Qatar's special forces led by this man, Brigadier General Hamad Abdullah al-Fatis, whose name the Saudis and their allies have just included in a so-called terror list. Fatis presented Brigadier David Barr from the US Embassy in Doha with a symbolic gift at the concluding ceremony of the joint exercise. And just as Qatar seems to have absorbed the security shock, it says it has also done the same on the economic level. 2 weeks after its GCC neighbors stopped exporting any commercial goods to the tiny nation.
The providers who've been exporting their products to Qatar are the ones who will lose. As to us, it's been easy to find alternative suppliers for an even cheaper cost. We also now have more options in terms of products and sources. All our plans have already been in place to deal with such shocks. That's why, in all economic respects right now, it's really business as usual. So for all companies and people working and living in Qatar, everything is normal.
Not perhaps the same scenario on the other side of the border.
Right now, more than 8,000 Saudi families have been affected during the last 14 days because 8,000 Saudis live and work in Qatar and they have been forced to leave. A number of them had their studies interrupted, others lost their jobs. Obviously, the Saudis who live in Qatar usually seek jobs there because of the high unemployment rate in Saudi Arabia. So they've sought alternatives in Qatar. Now they're returning back home to be faced by a real crisis. So this shows how people's rights are being seriously violated. We're looking at this away from political disputes because when anyone violates human rights, we do criticize that.
On the regional level, there's no let-up in diplomacy. The Emir of Kuwait, the main mediator in the crisis, has once again expressed his strong desire to see it resolved.
My brothers and sons, in this holy month and in its blessed nights, we're looking forward with all our hopes to seeing this crisis inside our own Gulf household put to rest, and to seeing all divisions resolved through dialogue in a manner that will preserve the unity and the shared history of our region.
And in Iraq, President Haidar al-Abbadi denied any claim Qatar was trying to destabilize his country and headed to Saudi Arabia, reportedly in a new attempt to help resolve the crisis. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera.